All right, so we've got an interesting one tonight, and it's not one I'm hugely familiar with, but you guys will probably know it. This is a song called One More Try by, it's actually by George Michael, but this version is by Mariah Carey. So I'll bear with me. I'm going to read the George Michael wiki for you. One More Try is a song recorded by the British singer George Michael from his debut solo album, Faith. It was released on the 11th of April, 1988. As the album's fourth single by Columbia Records. The song hit number one on all of the Billboard Hot 100. Number one on all of the Billboard Hot 100, the Hot Black Singles, and the Hot Adult Contemporary charts. So, okay, all of those charts. Writing and recording, as Michael told Countdown in 1988, One More Try was written, recorded, and finished within 8 hours. Very, very cool. The song was fourth of 7 singles to be released from Michael's debut album, Faith, a ballad at almost 6 minutes in length. The song lyrically explores a young man's hesitancy to enter/revisit a new relationship because he'd been emotionally hurt so many times previously. The song concludes with temptation taking over, and Michael ends by singing the title, For the Only Time. One More Try remained a live favourite at Michael's concerts, and in the years which followed, although its radio airplay tends to be restricted to specific love songs-esque features because both of the tempo and the length. Now, this particular rendition of this one by Mariah Carey was from the Me, I Am Mariah, the Elusive Chanteuse, which is the 14th album from Mariah. And the album came out on the 23rd of May, 2014 on Def Jam Recordings. The record had been in development since 2011. During its production, Carey hired a collaborator, Randy Jackson. Yes, that Randy Jackson, the one who signs the katana on Growing Up. What's that movie? You know the one, Step Brothers. To manage her career before firing and replacing him with another frequent collaborator, Jermaine Dupri. The album consists of guest appearances from Nas, however you want to say it, Miguel, Whale, and Fabulous, in addition to Carey's twins, Moroccan and Monroe. On the deluxe edition of the album, R. Kelly and Mary J. Blige respectively make an appearance on remixes of 2 of the songs, Bet You Gon' Know, and It's a Rap, taken from the 12th studio album, Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel. Now, that's all good to know, but I can't read a lot about the, recording of this particular track along here. I've had a bit of a scour through, but that's where you guys come in. Because you guys know this stuff already. You're going to tell me where they recorded it and who they recorded it with and probably who was on the album, which is great. And also, give me everything you got on this one, guys. I know you guys love Mariah, which is really, really heartening to see that you guys are still enjoying the Mariah tracks. So I'll stop jibber-jabbering and we will move over to that mix window and, see you there. Okay, we are back to... Hang on, there we are. Now the mix window, that's more of a smooth transition, isn't it? There seems to be 15 channels here. However, 13 of them are from this song, and then 2 of them are from the NYE. I suppose that's New Year's Eve. Did she play this on New Year's Eve one time and only do 2 minutes of it? That's a possibility. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know where this came from. I don't know what the go is with it. But there's 2 minutes of that, and then the whole thing goes for that 6 minutes and 30 or 40, whatever it says it was. So there's 3 drums, 3 drum tracks in this, and they're all stereo files. There's some bass, keys, strings, and then a fair few vocals. It's not a huge session, but we'll go through everything anyway just to get with the go for it. And then there's a dry vocal and a wet vocal. So I suppose let's just take it from those. I mean, we all know the drums. We all know this intro part. We'll play that. Let's just do it. Okay, that's a nice little bit of organ. And so that fades out nicely, and it moves into the strings. But we'll have a listen to we'll mix this up a little bit. There's some vocals at the start here, which I'm going to give you both together. And I know it's normally not how we run it, but I know you guys love Mariah vocals. just chewing through those notes. And you'll probably notice there that a little bit of delay at the end. That comes from this thing called the lead stem or whatever. This is not... There's a dry stem and a quote-unquote wet stem. So here's the wet stem. But the dry one is literally just no effect at all. But once you get all that, that stuff in there, listen. Put them together and they sound gorgeous. So that's what we've got to look forward to, right? So if you're impatient, skip to when you see my face fill the screen, and that'll be vocal time. Until then, let's go check out some of these drums. Big sample. 60 hertz seems to be a real good theme for like kick drums in this thing. I suppose guitars are tuned to like E, and I'm pretty sure 60 hertz is E. So like that's a lot of the time kick drums have pretty prominent around that 60 hertz area. But I don't think there's a lot of guitar in this track, if any. So we can see, just for curiosity of listening to the sample itself. I wonder what this sample came from. I mean, it's really hard to say anymore. Like everything, there's so many sample packs out there. That looks different. Oh, because there's 2 hits, and then there's 1. No problem. The next part, this looks like a SN for snare. Sure is. And then the one says High Freak, which is next. What is that? Is that like blast beats or something? Let's go. Oh, it is. It is blast beats. Just went death metal. Mariah Carey goes crazy. Okay. The snare. I want to get a bit of an idea of what's happening. Hey. Okay. Pull a bit of top end out, and I'll put some back in, and I'll get it back to normal. And you can see this little peak here about about 575, 600 or whatever. Let's move to there. 585. Let's narrow it out and just over accentuate that for fun. And see that's like the main note of the drum. Now if I pull that all the way out, obviously we're going to get a lot less of it. And now the drum has no character really. It's just listen. But we bring back that note, and we still have a little bit, but if we over accentuate it, we're going to get too much. Sounds, not cool. But anyway, that's just kind of what instruments do. They produce things and they have main resonant notes and main resonant frequencies. Let's move over to the high frequency stuff. Surprise, it's all happening in the high frequency. A little bit of energy down on the lower end. Okay, and we'll just stick a few of those together and see what we got, because we really don't have much in this track. And we can see that repeats quite a fair bit. Okay, let's move over to the bass guitar. Is it bass guitar or is it just a bass sound? Judging from those perfect looking waveforms, I'd say it's probably a synth bass. Yep, there you go. Very low too. Wow. You can see it just moving and warping. Sort of phasing around. Very big though. huge, that, isn't it? Wow. Something I'm interested in trying here. Oh, we're not going to try that, but basically there's an idea where I can take those and run them through a different thing, and just for my curiosity. But we won't worry about that. We'll just move straight on. We know that the next lot of bass is going to be exactly the same. You can see a little stop there. But we might as well add some things into it so we can get more of a picture on the track. Super simple. Okay. Really low bass though, isn't it? Okay, I want to hear this bit. What's going on there? Oh, it's just a note release. It's nothing out of control. Nothing crazy. But that's still pretty cool. All right, we'll go one more try. Keys, which we heard the start. A little bit like that. And that's an organ sound. There's some more of that. It's a really lovely sound. Really glassy. I could just sit here and listen to that on its own, to be perfectly honest. But there is another part here, the strings. So let's just have a quick listen to those. They actually come in earlier too, directly after that key section. So hear this. Now that sounds a little more like the original, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Now might be a good time to really quickly just pop over to that window because I cracked open the original, the George Michael one there, just to have a really quick look at. So pop over to this and just... So you think that you love me, no, that you need me. We'll just go back to the start here. That sound. Yeah. So this is from that version to this version. So we're doing some really cool things there, and let's move into where the drums start on here. Okay, and then over here we can see. I'll just open it up. I've had enough of danger. And see, that's like a very different style, but still paying, perfect tribute to that other one. Now that string stem there goes on, of course, for a little while into different sections, as you all, I'm sure, already know. Tell me what kind of synth that is, guys. What's the board? Is it a sampler? Really nice and rich. Let's have a look at what it's pulling up. Again, just a Doesn't need to be too anything, It's just a really nice mix. Really nice recording. Of course it is. Okay. I'm convinced I don't need to hear much more of that. I know there's 6 minutes worth of song here, but I think that's pretty good. And then we've got a couple of these ad-libs here. One's called Dry and one's called Stem. It's just, that'll be a wet version of that. But here's your chance now to, if you've skipped here, welcome to the vocal section. And also, thank you very much for coming and checking out these videos. Do subscribe. Please do go and hit the notify button and the like button and leave yourself a little comment there, and I'll come in and say hi when I get a chance. I do love to read the trivia you guys drop in on these tracks as well, so please continue to bring that with you. And I'm here to learn, man. I'm here to learn. I don't know everything about these songs. I'm not even a mix engineer. I'm none of those things. I just like looking at stuff and having a good listen and learning a few things. So please tell me. The only reason I'm doing this is because you aren't. So, I mean, you are more than welcome to do this and create a channel and try to put some of these down. But give me that knowledge that we can all come together and have a read of that together. Because I don't know it. I don't know everything about these songs. I don't even know this song particularly. But I really like pulling them apart and having a look and listening to some really great stuff. That's enough of me again. We're going to go back to the mix window and check out Mariah's lovely vocals on this channel. This track. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, hit the button. So there's one channel. I'm trying not to talk over Mariah. I know people go crazy when I do. There's one that's completely dry, and there's one that would be wet, which is smothered in reverb and delay. That's this. And there's a good amount of the original source in there as well, of course, but you can still hear overwhelmingly it's wet. And then I've added them together. It just kicks up the main vocal. Okay. Really cool. Excuse me. The background vocal stem, I'm going to come back to that. I'll go to the double stem first. I'd love to hear that. This is again the dry and wet. Whose teacher has told him goodbye. Really good low register. Goodbye. We're talking about Mariah though, right? Goodbye. We know she can sing. Just wet. Whose teacher has told him goodbye. 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 And then we add the two together. Whose teacher has told him goodbye. And what I find really interesting about this is that the dry sounds a little bit like in a small room. Whose teacher has told him goodbye. That sounds like a... and you know what? I've just had this epiphany right now. This sounds like something that is, I believe, a thing of the past. Vocal booths. Does anybody actually use a vocal booth anymore? Realistically, everybody who records nowadays, I mean, Dr. Dre would just have a mic over his console, and I didn't even know why he needed to use a console, to be honest. And he would just pump stuff over, and you do takes in the with headphones on in front of all the gear, and that's how I would do it now. A vocal booth, huh? This sounds like it's in a vocal booth because you can hear it's got kind of like a closed-in sound, really, really direct. Whose teacher has told him goodbye. Just got something about it that sounds like a vocal booth to me. Could be wrong. Usually am. Whose teacher has told him goodbye. 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 So good. Okay, what's this next little bit? Who is the teacher? And this next bit? Boy, and we're going to listen to this bit too. You're my teacher. You might need to learn a few things for yourself. Might as well Wow, that is huge. That's so good. And then there's a little bit at the end, and I'm going to go back and put those backing vocals back in, I think. Okay. I'll go back here and we'll put that put the ad-libs in so we can hear that all together.
Whose teacher has told him goodbye, 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 goodbye. Who is the teacher? Goodbye, goodbye. Boy,
Okay.
goodbye. You're my teacher. You might need to learn a few things for yourself. Might as well.
Okay. And then I'll just for good measure. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with that. And then we got this background vocal stem here, which is just, it's obviously mixed down from a few different vocals. So let's hear that by itself. Weird, I thought that would have been a delay, but she's just doing it twice. Really cool. Wow. Awesome.
Made me cry.
Gonna make me cry.
Touch you, think that you're mine.
Fantastic.
Ooh, you're an uptown boy who's taking goodbye.
Now, I know we're not there yet, but I'm doing it anyway. Let's hear that together with those backing vocals. I know you guys love the vocals. We'll get to it.
Ooh, you're an uptown boy whose teacher has told him goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
All right, we'll move over to this next little bit. It's so rich.
Telling me no.
Okay. Sorry, I skipped that one.
Made me cry. Touch you, think that you're mine. Ooh, you're an uptown boy who's taking goodbye.
Then a couple of little dots at the end here before the final part.
Yeah. Hey. You might need to learn on your own.
All right, I'll do the best I can. And then when that comes back, I'll play that all together. So just the last bit here.
Made me cry.
I'm going to bring those in for this last section that comes up here. I'm being very delicate to make sure I play all of this for you guys so you can hear it.
Touch you, think that you're mine. No choice.
just spotted a little bit of extra audio at the end here I want to hear. So let's hear it. Interesting. Heartbeat sound. Maybe like a mic tap or something. Okay, I'm just going to go back and play this bit with all those backing vocals in. Sorry, I've skipped a bit. Here we are.
You are my teacher. You might need to learn a few things for yourself. Might as well.
Okay. That's an interesting one. Now, like I mentioned before, I am just doing my best to be very careful just to play everything, just so you get to hear everything here, because I missed a couple of whistles on one Mariah video. Never shall I do it again. I will never disappoint you like that. So let's have a look. And again, with this, the dry and the wet thing, I'm probably just going to play them together because they just sound really good together, don't they? So this is the dry. Now, I just thought I heard an overdub. Yeah, it sounds like a little crossfade there where they've crossfaded her doing 2 takes into each other. I mean, sorry, I'm doing Pro Tools. This is what I used to be able to really tell on Pro Tools. Listen up. This section. So that there's like a crossfade into another take where she might not have liked that one, so she's gone back and finished the tail on it, and they've just blended them together. It's nothing wrong with it. I like to notice those things sometimes. But yeah, you can hear the difference between that dry sound and then this obviously very saturated sound. And I mean, she's that good. You would never tell that was an overdub or anything like that. But let's have a listen to Mariah from this start part. We'll just go through it. I've got to hear that dry because this is so good. And I'm not even going to let her finish because we have to do one of the old tricks we used to do, and that's just see what's going on. Crank the auto-tune up and just see what the notes are. And don't desecrate my... No, I'm not. I want to see what she's doing. I want to see what notes she's singing. And not only that, it doesn't do anything because she's so perfect. Do it. All right, put it back on. I have it on the fastest response possible, so it should turn her into a robot. And then it doesn't because here it is off again. And I'll just do that one again with it on. Barely does a thing because she's Mariah Carey. She's Mariah Carey, and I mean, look, let's not make too big a call, but she's probably one of the greatest voices of the generation. You know what I mean? Like realistically. There's one note I can do that she's got. I can do that note. The only one I've got. Me and Mariah Carey have something in common. I'm sorry, I'll stop talking over it. But now I will say it. I can do that too. Whoa! There's that crossfade.
Baby, I've had enough of danger
Dry it off.
and people on the street.
Wet it up.
I'm looking out for angels just trying to find some peace. Now I think it's time that you let me know.
I mean, you can still hear the George Michael through it.
So if you love me, say you love me. But if you don't, just let me go.
Back up, so we go.
'Cause teacher, there are things that I don't want to learn. And the last one I had made me cry. So I don't want to learn to hold you, touch you. Think that you're mine. Because it ain't no joy.
Wow.
For another town boy whose teacher has told him goodbye.
And not only that, we've just missed out on putting that backup vocal in, which I'll do right now.
Boy whose teacher has told him goodbye. 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 When you were just a stranger. And I was at your feet.
Bring it back.
I didn't feel the danger.
Listen to all those notes.
Now I feel the heat.
Doesn't that power, man? It's so good.
That look in your eyes, telling me no. So you think that you love me? No,
There's
that you need me.
so much to get through.
I wrote the song. I know it's wrong. Just let me go, please. And teacher, there are things
Wow.
that I don't want to learn. Oh, the last one I had made me cry. Oh, so I don't want to learn to hold you, touch you.
Sounds so good, even dry.
Think that you're mine.
You can hear a little bit of the room she's in there.
'Cause it ain't no joy. No joy for an uptown boy whose teacher has told him goodbye. 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 Yeah.
Here's a big section here. We'll add everything in.
Who is the teacher? Who is the teacher? Are you the student? Are you the student? Boy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Boy, I'm just gonna say that you.
There's so much in here. There's so many vocal parts in here. We're getting close towards the end, and I'm probably well overstayed my welcome with whoever owns the copyright to this one. But let's continue. Let's go. We'll bash through.
Well, you might need to learn a few for yourself. So when you say that you need me, that you'll never leave me, I know you're wrong. You're not, that's wrong. Let me go.
Listen to all those notes. Just chewing them up. Let's go dry on that.
Go. And teacher.
Just think about how long you've got to do something to be that good at it.
There are things that I still have to learn. But the one thing I have is my pride. Oh, so I don't want to learn to hold you, touch you.
I was just about to say, so they're going to surprise me with a whistle. I know that we're going to be like, no, I should stop here, but no, there's going to be a whistle come up. And then the second that came out of my brain, it had happened here. Let's hear it again.
Touch you. I'm so cold inside.
Right.
Maybe just one more try.
The heartbeat. Wow. I want to hear that whistle again with some other things around it.
Oh, touch you.
Fantastic. Now, there's two more channels here, tracks and channels, and it's called One More Try NYE Music Stem. Now, I don't know, did you do this at a New Year's Eve thing? Maybe. Let's hear it. So this would probably obviously be, the instrumental start. I don't know, was this a time that she lip-synced or something, and this was like this track's used for that? Are they the exact same tracks as the ones there, or are they re-recorded? Let's find out, I suppose. Okay, just hear the instrumental track for a moment. Okay, which is just like which doesn't kick in until a little later. Oh, and it's got backing vocals in that as well. Interesting.
Just trying to find some peace.
I'll just move up a little. Okay.
That I don't want to learn. And the last one I had made me cry. So I don't want to learn to hold you, touch you, think that you're mine, because it ain't no joy for an uptown boy whose teacher has told him goodbye, goodbye.
Okay, so if you know about that performance, please tell me where that is. Let's find that. Drop a link to that one in the comments too. I think that's probably going to be about pretty good here for that one. So thank you all very much for coming to check that one out. Completely new to me. Never heard this song before today that I know of. I'm pretty sure I heard the George Michael one, but I don't think I've heard this Mariah version. Very interesting, very simple, very cool, and I mean, I feel like it's pretty. It's not frowned upon. It seems to be pretty well accepted, and I've had a few people ask me about this one to try and find it, to try to do it, and we're lucky, here we are. So wasn't that really cool that we get to do that? Thank you all very much for checking this one out. Go and have a look. There's a few more Mariah videos there. If you're into Shakira, if you're into Britney, if you're into Madonna, those are on there as well. Look, some funk stuff there that I really enjoy. Just been getting into doing a little bit of like early hip hop. Let's say like 80s and late 80s, early 90s hip hop in there as well, with some Snoop Dogg. There's some Will Smith coming up, and some Naughty by Nature as well. And yeah, there's some other stuff in there. You can go through and have a look at those for yourself. Really appreciate you coming to check them out. So yeah, drop us a subscription and a thumbs up, and say hello in the comments. Thank you all very much for checking this out, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to grab myself a water and tell my mates to GFY. Thanks. Bye.